With the DNC kicking off and the polls show a tightening race, the Trump campaign is already counter-programming, and the former president and his running mate are crisscrossing the country to showcase something the Democrats don't have. They're called policies.
With your vote, we will unleash explosive economic growth and vast new prosperity for all of our citizens. Every policy in the Trump agenda is designed to bring the jobs and wealth back home to America, where it belongs and where it's going to stay. Kamala puts America last. I put America first.
And when Donald Trump's not out there talking to America or answering media questions, he is now in deep debate prep, and he faces Kamala in less than a month. To help him prepare, Trump brought in someone who helped end Harris's first presidential run, Tulsi Gabbard, and she joins me now. Oh, Tulsi, I'm so sad you're not here with me in Chicago. You could be sitting on set. You could be having fun. I mean, come on. Thanks a lot for leaving me here. Now, without giving away too much, how is debate prep going?
First of all, President Trump has proven time and time again his strong performance on a debate stage. So he doesn't really need help at all with debate prep, nor does he do debate prep like a typical politician would, because he's not a politician. And this is the strength of President Donald Trump is he is his own person. He is real. He has strong views on issues that are important to the American people. And he's got a strong record of success on every major issue that are most concerning to the American people today, whether it's the economy, border security, crime on our streets, or the issue of war and peace and actually being able to live in a peaceful, free, and prosperous society. So, if I can contribute anything, it really is just sharing the experience that I had with Kamala Harris on the debate stage and how I think she's going to try to trick the American people, as she has been over these last years, to hide this radical record that she has. She's going to try to run away from Joe Biden, but in reality, she is directly responsible through her job as vice president and through her tie-breaking votes in the U.S. Senate for the abysmal economy that we've seen, for the radical inflation that we've seen, for the border crisis and tens of millions of illegal immigrants coming across our border, and the fact that we're closer to World War III and nuclear war now than we have been before.
But she's not going to want to talk about any of that. Like, you're 100% right on all those issues. But Kamala Harris, mark my word, and I know that you know this, her goal is going to be not to debate Donald Trump, but to bait Donald Trump. And that means bait him on personal attacks. Well, I know I'm not good looking enough for you. Like, it's going to be more of that. And so for those moments, what's the best way to approach it? Parry with policy, or, come on, I'm a New Yorker, and, you don't get New York humor, that's okay. You're from California, love California, but I'm actually going to fix it. You wrecked it, I'm going to fix it.
Yeah.
But that's what I think she's going to spend a lot of time doing.
Yeah, I don't have any doubt about that. I think we look to how President Trump debated President Biden. He stayed very focused on the issues that are most important to the American people, and comparing and contrasting his record of success with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's record of failure. Donald Trump is who he is, whether people disagree or agree with what he says at any given time. You never have to question how he feels about something or where he stands on an issue. And that's going to be a strong contrast with Kamala Harris, who I guarantee you right now is memorizing lines being fed to her by her pollsters that she will deliver, I think, in a way that she has practiced in many ways throughout her political career. But, it's not even an inch deep. It's very superficial. And she's got an incredibly vulnerable record because it's been disastrous for the American people.
No, she won't defend it. I mean, if you love your record, why are you not out there defending it? Yeah, Tulsi, I cannot wait to see the debate, and it's so great to see you, but I'm mad at you for not being here. Thank you, Tulsi.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.